Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm going to try and get as much in today as I can without compromising on the detail. We stopped part one with Archie's birth certificate, but I'm going to start part two with something I have not heard from anyone else before. And it's going to prove to you that there is no consistency, and thus, whatever the truth is about Archie's birth, nobody has as yet told the truth, and therefore we believe nothing. Okay, firstly, in Harry's book, he writes about Archie's birth, and I quote, "We got into a nondescript people carrier and crept away from Frogmore without alerting any of the journalists stationed at the gate. It was the last sort of vehicle they suspected us to be riding in." In Finding Freedom, Omid and Carolyn wrote, "Harry jumped behind the wheel of the navy blue Range Rover where Megan and Doria were waiting in the back seat on the night of Sunday, May the 5th, with a protection officer also in the car and a team of them in an accompanying Range Rover. The prince started off on the 28-mile route from Frogmore Cottage to the Portland Hospital in central London." Now, I think you will agree with me that is a complete contradiction. So, which one is true? I'm saying neither is true, but Harry's is an obvious lie. And here is why I say that. What Harry calls a people carrier is what we call a minibus or a minivan. So these minibuses or minivans do not belong to the royal family. They are usually sponsored by the manufacturer and replaced, say, every 10 or 20,000 kilometers or miles. These vehicles are also only used on special occasions, mostly to cart junior royals to events, very seldom for staff or even royal reporters. But yes, on the occasion it is used for that. The point is that those vehicles are definitely not kept at Frogmore Cottage. Maybe one at Windsor Castle and two or three at Buckingham. So where would Harry have gotten a people carrier unless he telephoned Windsor Castle and asked them to send him one? Now I'm convinced that Harry added that because no one saw them leave Frogmore and no one saw them arrive or leave the Portland. The thing is, that is what happens when you lie. You forget what you told other people, and when that lie is debunked, you have to come up with a story to cover that lie. And I think that is what happened with Harry. Obert Scobie wrote, "They left in the Land Rover, blah, blah, blah." People said, "Well, we did not see you arrive at Portland and we did not see you leave at the Portland." Remember, they have security there and most likely cameras. So they didn't see them leave or arrive. So Harry had to go make up a story and said, "Oh, but no, 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 no. We didn't travel in our black Land Rover as per usual. No, we came in a people carrier, in a minivan." You're right. The other point is that the truth is indeed so easy to prove. Tell us who the attending doctor was. Provide us with a proof of life certificate signed by that doctor. Make the child's birth certificate available for public scrutiny, like that of any of the other royal children. And do the same with Archie's baptism record. The Harcourt children should be treated like all the other royal children if they want to stay in the line of succession, in my humble opinion. Anyway, moving on. In our quest We made numerous requests for a copy of Archie's original birth certificate, not the printed copy we saw in the media, the original. If you look on the screen, you will see the difference. After the third attempt, the request was even made via a solicitor, and it was still denied. Reason given to the solicitor? Sealed. Why? Why would it be sealed? If we were able to see the printed copy, and the printed copy was a true version of the original, then why would the original be sealed? It does not make sense unless the original proves that Archie was adopted or adopted through surrogacy. Remember that in the United Kingdom, the parents have to adopt the baby, even if both of them are the biological parents. The birth mother's name will be on the original birth certificate, and just like in closed adoptions, that record will be sealed as soon as a new birth certificate is issued in the name of the biological parents and or when the adoption is made official. A subscriber even went to Windsor. Well, she actually lives near there or there and tried to view Archie's baptism records, which again you can do for any of the other royal children, but she was not allowed to view the record as it was sealed according to the administrative lady. Further requests to the palace and Lambeth Palace came with the excuse that the Duke and Duchess do not wish to make public the names of the godparents as they respect their privacy. Okay, so the deceit, the mystery, and the lies surrounding Archie continued, some completely insignificant and some large. For instance, there was the fire in Archie's room while they were in South Africa, a fire no one at the residence have heard about. Most likely, if there was anything at all, it was likely a heater smoking because it had not been used in ages. Anyway, Archie was not even in the room at the time, yet Megan told the story like Archie was near death and that she was so shocked and devastated that she had a hard time doing her duties that evening. Of course, that is a similar story to the near catastrophic New York car chase. So let's say no more. Anyway, then they hopped to Vancouver Island, and the first Christmas we only saw a Christmas card with a child who looked Native American or from one of the First Nations. Then the Archie with the wet nappy on his first birthday. Anyway, at some point, I said something about the royal family in a video, which someone misunderstood and was very insulted by. She contacted me and put me right. I mean, right there on the spot. As I opened the message, there it was. Anyway, I realized that she misunderstood. So I explained to her that she misunderstood. I repeated what I said in the video and I explained what I meant. And we started chatting, as it was clear that she was not just a fan of the royals. No, she appeared to be a little closer. At first, she would not tell me who she was. But unfortunately for her, she left her location on, so it showed in her DMs, and it did not take me long to guess who she was. Anyway, I asked about Archie, and she really did not want to talk about him. However, with a little pushing and prodding, she told me two things. Archie was supposedly 5 to 7 days old when they first saw him, but she says he looked about 2 months old. So she made a remark about how big and strong Archie was for such a young baby. And instead of Megan looking flattered and proud, she appeared a little agitated and replied that her father was also a big child in his day. This person herself was perplexed by how different Archie looked the few times they allowed a photograph in the media. And at some point, this person who saw a live Archie realized that some of the children presented as Archie were either dolls or other children or photoshopped kids. She could not explain why Megan would do that. What she could do, though, was to point the real Archie out to me. Now, at that time, the photograph of Archie riding on Megan's oversized bump was on the news, and she could confirm to me that the child was indeed Archie. Strangely, they did not see much of Harry and Meghan while they were in the United Kingdom, but they Skyped with them fairly often once they moved to the United States. And she says she could see the little child running around in the background sometimes. Anyway, there was also the pack walk with the baby hanging in the carrier much earlier on. I've never before seen a baby dangling in a carrier like that. There was no life in that little body. So my only conclusion would be that it was a doll or the kid was drugged. The fact that the supposed child's hand was tied to a string which appeared to go around Megan's neck makes me think that it was indeed a pack walk with a doll. Now, I think the biggest question would be why these charades and the deceit? Other royals and celebrities are seen out and about with their children, going for walks, going shopping, or taking them to the premiere of a new show or a film, or taking them to sporting events. Catherine McPhee brought her little boy to polo, and Catherine takes her 3 children to William's polo matches. Prince William took his kids to an athletics tournament. They have been to the Scouts. They have now also attended events like Grandpa's coronation. But poor Archie and Lily seem to go nowhere. They seem to be held captive in that Montecito mansion. The only place where we have likely seen a living, breathing child and then later children was in Africa and in the Netflix docu-series. We do not see Harry and Meghan taking the children to a fair. We don't see them taking the children shopping. We don't see the two of them take their children to watch an animated children's movie. Nothing. This is not a healthy lifestyle for any child. Children need to interact with people. But why are they doing this? I have absolutely no idea why she wants her children to be invisible. Could it be that their size do not fit their age? Now, as the child grows older, it's more difficult to say. I mean, a child of 16 can easily get away with saying he's 15 or he's 17. But when they're younger, they fairly much look their age. Anyway, in tomorrow's video, I'll explain more about what I meant by that specifically. But suffice it to say, I think there are more reasons than just privacy as to why they do not want to show the children in public. So, tomorrow we'll talk about that, and we'll also talk about DNA. We are honestly and seriously now opening up this can of worms until there is nothing left to open up. So hang in there. There is indeed more. I think when I'm done, I'll re-edit these videos and put them in one long video documentary style so everyone can refer back to it at any given time. Okay, my dear friends, but for now, that is it. We'll move on to the rest, as I said, tomorrow and over the weekend. So until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.